Welcome to another episode of Nard Knows, and I'm coming in fresh off a great Saturday night game, and we got Devonte O'Malley in Northern Illinois just upset a top five opponent, but we're gonna get straight into that, and eventually Devonte O'Malley, man, how you feeling? MAC Player of the Week, Defensive Player of the Week, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, feeling great. Body kind of beat up, so got in for treatment this morning, so feeling better.
Man, you had four tackles for loss, two sacks on top of that. Talk about just that game preparation, man, and obviously leading up to an upset win, a historic win for your program.
Yeah, game prepping. We knew they had a good back, a good quarterback, and their O line up front was pretty young, so we knew we had to, you know, attack up there, like with the advantage that we have with the experience and older guys that we have in our group.
Man, talk about the defensive line. You guys really dominated. Obviously, like I said, you had two sacks against a top five opponent in Notre Dame. A lot of people probably didn't see it coming, but you and your family did. That is the football program that you were in. Talk about the preparation that led up to it, because obviously you do treat every game the same, but I'm pretty sure this one had to be a little bit more special because this is historic for the program.
Yeah, just game prepping, just prepping for the game. We had all of our play calls in by Monday, by like Wednesday we had our third down stuff in. We watched a bunch of film. We seen keys in the online stance and this, that, and the third. And the defensive coach just called a great game.
When did you know throughout the game? Because it was a tight game throughout it there, but when did you know, we could really win this? Like, you obviously go into a game and you're like, we not coming out here to lose, but you can't really predict how the game gonna go. At what point during the game did you and the guys know we could win this if we just don't shoot ourselves in the foot here?
No, yeah. I mean, I knew we was gonna win from jump, 'cause that's just how I am. I'm very confident, I'm confident in the players that we have and our abilities against anybody, But I'll say after our first touchdown, it's like we knew like, yo, like come on now. Like it's time to lock in. It's time to, what I'm saying, make an upset.
And that you did. You kicked a field goal to take the lead, and then they missed the field goal. Were you holding your breath when they, were lining up to kick that field goal? And then what was the emotions like when it went far in the wrong direction?
Yeah, hold my breath, not at all, because one of our defensive tackles, Cade Haberman, he blocked the first kick from before halftime. So they was already on edge from that. So trying to kick, I forget how long it was, and the game was on the line. They already had their nerves, what I'm saying, going and like rushing through. So I wasn't worried at all.
And once the clock hit zero, and you created history, man. Like that's a historic win. And the humble approach, man, you got to be humble. But when you look back on this moment and you have grandkids, you'll be able to tell them about this moment. How special is this to you in this moment? You're in a bye week, so you get to really reflect on a win like that more than usual if you were preparing for an opponent. Where's your mentals now thinking on this special moment for you and the guys?
Right now, yeah, it is a special moment, but we got 10 more games left, like us beating Notre Dame isn't like the end all be all, Like we still have 10 more games left. We got MAC games to play. You know what I'm saying? We still want to go undefeated in the MAC. That's the ultimate goal, And then we still have guys like NC State and UMass that we still got to face out of conference game. So having the Notre Dame game under our belt, that is some to have pride about. But we just got to keep taking that next step forward.
How your family feel about it, man? I know they were super proud of you.
Yeah. Earlier today they called me. They were just saying like their phones is like blowing up like nonstop.
Nonstop, family members, friends. You got new cousins now. I'm sure that's coming out of the woodworks.
Man,
My man ain't even get drafted yet. Um, man. So what were some of the advice that they gave you that makes you such a confident person? Before this game and even after this game.
I mean, my dad always just told me to be me, you know. Don't try to change the way you prepare just because it's a big game, you know. If you're usually loose on game day, go be loose on game day. In the locker room, I was loose, listening to music, bumping, jamming, chit chatting, just doing what I do. Like I'm not about to like, oh, we're playing a top five opponent. Let me just shut up all day, you know. Let me just lock in. No, like that's not me, you know. I'm not gonna change because of the opponent that we're playing, you know.
So your head coach, you know, everyone saw the interview, how passionate he was, how dedicated he said that you guys were. You know, you guys are a family, and regardless of how the college football world has changed, nothing has changed about your program. Still tight knit group. You know, what does it mean to hear your coach say that on a national stage and uplift you guys instead of necessarily himself or even the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing new at all. Like the guy you guys seen during the interview is the same guy we seen in the meeting room. Like Coach Ham is gonna tell you how it is, you know. He ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. He not gonna bite his tongue or nothing. Like if you know what I'm saying, if it's something that he don't like, he gonna tell you. Like that's just how he is, you know. He's a great guy, you know, a great coach, you know. He's all about his word. If he tell you something that he gonna do something, he's gonna do it.
And one thing that the famous line that we all hear is you didn't need luck. You didn't need luck at all. And so, you know, definitely hard work and being a team helps you win games like that. Talk about your recruiting process, man. How did the Huskies get a gem like you on the team, and what was it about the program that enticed you, that obviously came to fruition, that nationally recognized today?
NIU was actually the first school to come talk to me. Coach Ham came in, um, and he sat like me, him, and Coach Moore. We sat in my principal office, and he basically said, you know, because on my high school film, I was like rowdy and like you know crazy and whatnot. So he was like, "Hey man, if we, you know what I'm saying, if we bring you into our program, we don't want all that extra hoolah." Like he real deal said that, and I was like, "All right, coach, I got you." So I got invited to a little visit, um, and like during the visit, you know, they brought me up. I met some of the other coaches, and then they offered me a PWO. And then I mean, it's all history from there, you know.
Mhm, mhm. What was it like to get on campus? You know, a young kid. I remember when it's like when I was a young kid coming on campus, and it felt like it was a whole new world. You know, and then I can only imagine, you know, being in a D1 program and just having all of the access to certain things that other programs might not have. You know, what was your mentality as a young guy coming in, and how has that progressed over time?
Well, my mentality was I'm not on scholarship. I'm a walk on, you know. Um, I don't want my parents paying for college for the next 4 years. So during summer workouts, it was just straight like my mindset was to dominate the person across from me. Um, Ended up playing my freshman year during COVID. We only played 6 games, but I ended up playing in all 6 games. And I got my scholarship on November 22nd.
How did that feel when you got that scholarship? We see those trending videos where walk-ons get their scholarship in front of the team, and it's awesome, you know, because it's
Yeah,
hard to be a student athlete, and then you got to be a student, an athlete, and a employee somewhere. Like that's super hard. Like, what was that like to get that scholarship, and how did they present it to you?
yeah. Well, first they presented it, so we had like a little players coaches little duel. It was a tip ball drill, and um, like four or five coaches went before me, and then Coach Moore called me out. He's a former walk on. Um, so he called me out. I'm like, yeah, you're tripping. So we go to the middle, and I'm just sitting there waiting. And what I didn't know is like the ball said you're on scholarship, but I didn't see it. So they threw it up, tipped it, I won, and I just ran back. Like, I didn't see it. And then they called my name, and I was like, "What's up?" And he threw me the ball. And I looked at it. Then it just, yeah. That was that.
Who was the first person you called after that?
My dad, instantly. My dad.
What did he say? And what kind of impact does he have on your life? You mentioned it earlier in the interview, man, but fatherhood is so impactful on young men and women. What was his reaction and how he played a major role in your life and your parents as a whole, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, he was just happy, we was both crying, he was happy for me. You know what I'm saying? The impact he's had on my life was just, um, basically just he helped me grow up to be a man, So that's like, the biggest thing that he wants out of his boys is just to know how to grow up and be men.
What do you love most about football, man? Like what drives you to play this violent game and and also take some losses because you don't win every rep?
hmm Um, there's no sport like it. There's literally no sport like football. Like I don't know how better I could explain it, like football is me, I am football. Like we like go together.
And you take a next step, man. One thing for sure, I can definitely tell you from the outside looking in, especially when you have team success that equals individual success, is that draft stock skyrockets. And obviously that's a testament to your hard work, but also, the foundation that was laid in your upbringing up until now. Man, like how do you continue to stay grounded when most people your age is probably like, yo, I'm about to go on campus, I'm about to see who I, what numbers I can get, what free food I can get or something like that, like how it is when you got that clout going, how do you stay grounded, man? What keeps you humble?
I'm very introverted. I'm not, into all that extra stuff. I mean, before the game, like me and some of the D linemen, we were just sitting there talking like, bro, this is a regular game, bro. We've been playing football our whole lives. So ain't no like big hype to this game. Like we know what we're doing. Um, I don't really like to I really don't like to talk about my success a lot. Um, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that, man, because you know yourself. And I remember when I played, I felt uncomfortable, talking about certain things because off of the fear that people would think that I'm bragging when really I'm just proud of myself.
Mhm,
And it's okay to say certain things that are true. You're a great player. You're on a great team that made historical moves this past Saturday, and that's going to bleed into the rest of your season. Um, when it comes to the NFL, you know, is that a dream? And also, like, who have you modeled your game after? Who do you watch? Because you got a little Aaron Donald in you. I can tell you that right now.
I mean, the NFL is definitely a dream. I just gotta, play these next 10 games and perform like I've been doing. And, hopefully I'll be blessed to get that opportunity. I started my college career at DN. So I started to model my game after Chase Young. Um, I say like a year and a half, yeah. I got moved to DT, because I could put the weight on like fast. Like putting weight on wasn't a problem for me. Um, And then I started like modeling my game after Aaron Donald. I started using his hezzy chop clubs, his club lifters, all the moves that he do. I've kind of perfected it in this past spring. So that's why, you know.
And I mean, Aaron Donald is a great comparison, man, for sure. What advice have you gotten so far in your young career that you feel young athletes coming out of high school should know now?
What I always go off of is just betting on yourself. Um, like I came in as a walk-on, wasn't getting college paid for. I had to scrape and scratch, to earn my scholarship. And even after, some people don't know, I worked a job, late nights, I would actually come into the facility after work and just sleep there, so I wouldn't be late, for lifts or runs the next day. It's always betting on yourself, and just staying true to yourself.
And when it's all said and done, man, when you're looking back, 10, 15, 20 years from now, like how do you want people to remember you? What is it that you want people to know about Devonte O'Malley forever?
A good question. Um, I mean, just remember me as, my guy that has his head on straight, crazy work ethic leader, um, someone that'll bring the whole team around, Um, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
And right now on this team, what do you feel like your purpose is? Everybody has a role on this team, whether it be spoken or unspoken roles, but what do you categorize yourself on this team as a leader?
Um, well, like I said, I'm not really the talkative leader, I'm more so I speak with my pads, Um, I let my guy Skylar do all the vocal talking. Um, but the guys know, I'm all about business. I'm all about work, But when I do have to, come up and speak, I'll do it. I don't shy away from it. I just choose not to.
And these are just questions that I'm just thinking of right now. Something that can inspire so many kids is your story. And there's trials and tribulations in everybody's story. When you do work hard, when you do find yourself in a situation like yourself who had to work to get to where you're at, or even someone who does get scholarship, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have green pastures to the promised land and get into the NFL. The mental and emotional damage that can be done to a player throughout their journey. How have you been able to get through those things? You said you had to sleep at the facility to make sure you don't be late, which is a testament to your character. But how do you do that in real time? Because it's easier said than done.
Um, I will say last year, probably a year and a half ago, I battled with like crazy depression and social anxiety. And it kind of reflected onto the field. Somebody get in my face, I push them out my face, push their face mask, just stupid stuff. Last year after our Central Michigan game, when it was a big brawl, I didn't play the whole second half because of my attitude, I was pissed, Um, and my coach came up to me, he said, I love you, you're a great player, but you have to get your attitude together. And, that well, like 2 or 3 days later, I went to the therapist because I was always against it. Um, I had a teammate, Shad. He always joke and be like, I'm about to sign you up for therapy. Da, 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 da. I'm not like, I don't need it, bro. I'm fine. I'm cool. Um, but deep down, I did need it. Um, so when I did go, when I went to go finally speak to her, um, it's like weight just came off my shoulders. I'm not used to like telling new people about my life. So it was kind of hard just, telling this new person about, why I'm feeling this way. I only told one coach that I was going to therapy, and the rest of my coaches, like a week and a half later, they was like, they see a big change in my attitude, in my demeanor, and the way I handle things. And still to this day, I still go to her even if I don't feel down.
Wow, that's inspirational for me, man. Because my fiance tell me I need therapy all the time, and I'm like, I'm straight. What you mean? Shoot, I made it out of Detroit, so but but yeah, that's definitely inspiring, man. Because we all need to be able to have an outside perspective, is what I keep hearing. So, kudos for you and thank you for sharing that, man. Last but not least, man, got a slew of games left. It's only been a couple of games, and you guys have already stamped your name in the college football conversation. Now that this is behind you, what's next? What can we expect for the Huskies this season? More upsets, I would presume, and more dominant games, I'm sure.
I mean, what you can expect from Huskies is what we do. You know, we play nitty gritty football. You know, we do everything the hard way. You know, we have a great coaching staff. They're always going to put up a great game plan for us going in. Um, and yeah, you're going to see a lot of guys that's names aren't really out there show up.
Ooh, one more question. If I'm an NFL GM or scout or a coach, what kind of player and person am I getting in Devonte O'Malley?
The kind of person you're getting is a guy that's going to be the same person every day. He keeps his personal life and work life, you know, separate. Um, Always looking for extra work, you know. Um, and that's yeah, sounds about right.
Hey, well, we're gonna drop the mic right about there, man. And I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out, man. It's the perfect time. It's your bye week, man. But once again, you continue to change lives, man, and continue to do what you love, man, at a high level. And this is just the beginning for you, my friend. So stay blessed, stay healthy, continue to ball out and lead by example. And everything that is meant for you will be for you, my friend.
So I appreciate you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Narnos. Yeah, yeah. He manifested this, I swear he did. Narnos, bring the story to the visual. Global, kick it with the athletes, good promo. Dope show, listen while you working. Speaking with a purpose. Subscribe now, don't keep scrolling. Catch him on the web like Toby. Narnos. Inspire weed like Kobe. Narnos. Mamba mentality potent. From the streets of Detroit to TV, Narnos.